Mm-mm-mm. Good morning to all. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another exciting episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM. I am your host, Melodious, aka Cover Boy, the Modern Marvel. That's right. We're going to get into an elephant in the room. Haven't done one of these in a bit. But before that, please like, comment, share, subscribe, support the podcast and YouTube channel, whatnot. So, man, we're going to get into it like this real quick. Also, check out all the cool Late for the Party tees and whatnot and all the other cool merch on spring.com, which is teespring.com. I will leave the link in. Well, you can check it out on my link tree. It is in my bio on all forms of my platforms, on my social media, and on my YouTube channel bio. So, all right, man, it's a good time to be a wrestler. I mean, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan because, you know, we got to see Punk. I mean, AEW is like, we're not going to really talk about AEW right now because, one, there's no need to talk about AEW. But we are going to talk about WWE and the last, their last event was SummerSlam, but something that was just a serious bad taste in my mouth was how the former champion Bianca Belair lost her title in horrible fashion to Becky Lynch, who just so happened to come back that night. So, and this is the messed up part. It's not that Bianca Belair lost the belt to, lost the title to Becky Lynch. It's Bianca Belair has won the belt last year at last year's WrestleMania. So, no, not last year's WrestleMania. It wasn't that long ago. Let's just call it like that. So, I mean, WrestleMania of this year. So, she's held it down for like maybe 6 months or so. So, she gets the belt. She's fought most of the girls so far. I mean, pretty much in good fashion. Fought Bayley, Sasha, the usual suspects, basically. But then she loses it in less than 10 seconds, 20 seconds to Becky Lynch. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna call it. I'm gonna get the shit out in the open right now. That's just low key fucked up, honestly. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. That left a sour taste in my mouth because it was like the problem is that was the best way for WWE to write her to lose the belt in that kind of fashion. And a lot of folks were sitting there like examining and saying like, oh, it's like how they did Kofi. It's in the same realm. Don't get me wrong. How they did Kofi was greasy too. I mean, how they did Kofi was greasy. How they did Bianca was really greasy. That was beyond greasy. That was undeniably messed up. See, the thing is with Kofi, how he lost the belt to Brock Lesnar, it's believable. I mean, you look at the stats and how big Brock is compared to Kofi. I mean, I'm pretty sure if Kofi had a hammer on him, he probably wouldn't have been able to knock him down. And that's just being 100% honest. But, I mean, at least make the match entertaining. But for Becky Lynch, who just came back from having a baby, she's been working out and everything else. Kudos to her. But, we talking about she's been out of the game for at least 9 months or so. and maybe add a couple of change on that, a few things on that. But I mean, maybe a little bit of ring rust, a little bit of something. But then you have Bianca Belair, who's been like wrestling a lot of people since then. At least make the match, something, a squash match for the title in the event too, in the event, SummerSlam. I mean, how they did Kofi, I mean, it was on TV, on SmackDown of all things, but but to lose in that fashion on SummerSlam is one of the equal, is just as equally as important as, it's just as equally as important as WrestleMania. Like the main ones that was important to me was like WrestleMania, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. Those were the main ones to me that hold some kind of significance, because a lot of people could lose belts, a lot of things could happen around there. Anything else from that, is like Backlash and all that other stuff, all that is just like, all that was dog water. You know what I'm saying? But now it's kind of like, it's fucked up. I mean, come on. I can't even agree to what Nikki Bella said. That was just messed up, how she just lost the belt that freaking easy to Becky Lynch, who hasn't even been on television or anything. I mean, and I think honestly it's just because not only that the writing sucked on how Bianca lost the belt, but more importantly, I think it's just because, I don't know, it could be a lot of things, but this is my opinion, but I feel like there's a couple things that why they buried Bianca in this way, because not only that, one, I feel because how CM Punk came back in AEW and got a lot, I mean, for a freaking Friday night show, and sold out. I don't know how much, if I don't know if SummerSlam sold, I don't know how many tickets they sold, but I don't know. I didn't hear anything about how many tickets they sold compared to CM Punk coming on Rampage, and the tickets were sold out just off of the rumor that he would even be there. That's saying a lot right there. And WWE called an audible just off of that because of CM Punk being there at AEW, and they had to have something go on. So they did something. They actually did something kind of unprecedented. WWE did something kind of unprecedented as well. Two returns at the same time. Like, you got Brock and Becky Lynch at the same time, at the same night, on the same night, making their return. That, I mean, all they have to do is make a phone call. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. But I think that was audible. Maybe because Bianca was at a music event, and pictures with her and Megan Thee Stallion popped up on freaking social media. Maybe, and she had the belt. Maybe it wasn't tasteful. I don't know. Maybe I saw the pictures. It weren't even that bad. But I mean, but for the PG era WWE, to where they want to have this, they have this look about how WWE is representing, the PG era, and all that cheerful crap, and you're side by side with Megan Thee Stallion, but I believe that's not even the case. But I think it's just hands down lazy booking, lazy writing, all of that stuff. You got these writers. I mean, obviously, whoever at the top probably had to come down from Vince. Obviously, we I already understood that Bianca wasn't going to hold the belt that long. I mean, maybe that not a whole year, not like on some Roman Reigns shit. You know, maybe a whole year. It's starting to get a little old that like everybody's losing these belts within the year's time, and they're not. I mean, hell, let me be honest with this. This is sad enough. Shoot, I mean, Charlotte is like fighting Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross beats her on Raw one day, and she loses the belt to Nikki Cross in a triple threat match. That's another thing that they could have did. Carmella was already out there. You know, then they pull this whopper that Sasha won't be able to wrestle and everything. And Carmella's right there. Freaking Becky shows up. Turn the shit into a triple threat match. You know what I'm saying? Basically have Carmella get pinned. I mean, you have pretty much Bianca on this good run. You could have just had Becky, you know, pinned Carmella. At least you could have had the whole point of her like, oh, well, you didn't beat me. You didn't beat me. You beat this girl. And that's how you even got the belt. That could have been more plausible than her getting the champion literally getting squashed in less than what, 20 seconds. Within 20 seconds. Even if she ain't never wrestled her before or something like that, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that that you're okay with the fact that you're getting literally squashed in under 20 seconds and you're the freaking champion. Like, I mean, even as the champion, you mean to tell me like you ain't got the least to say like, put my hand up here, but I'm gonna kind of reject that, or at least like, can we like make it a little bit more to where it look like I'm not a soft ass or a punk? You know, like y'all making me look like I'm on one of those Saturday morning shows wrestling like one of those squash matches you see on like Superstars of Wrestling. And you're like right after Soul Train or some shit. Like, come on, man. Like, you don't do no shit like that. But honestly, I feel like they're doing that to I mean, obviously, if you don't look like Rock or Roman Reigns, anybody like that, I ain't seen. I mean, even with Bobby Lashley, I mean, obviously they're doing something with him because Vince obviously liked how big he is. I don't know what's up with his infatuations about how he likes big people. That just seems kind of weird and nasty. Like, oh, he's so big. I'm like, oh, fucking weirdo. Oh, he's so big. He got muscles. Oh, look at him. Like, oh. He reads too much muscle and fitness on that shit, for real. But I digress from my point. But shit, man, I'm telling you, that was just that was dog water, bro. I mean, SummerSlam was horrible. I mean, you bring John Cena back. Obviously, we knew he wasn't going to stay long enough. And I mean, I'm sitting here talking about John Cena, but I mean, and then they bring back Brock Lesnar. Oh my God. Like, how? How, Sway? And why does Brock Lesnar have the Bray Wyatt cut? You know what I'm saying? Like the Bray Wyatt hair with the beard and whatnot. You know, looking like a buff ass samurai and shit. But I don't know, man. It's crazy shit. I mean, it's weird how AEW is like getting this like major push with like not only that they got like CM Punk now, which is a very, 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 very big deal. And now that we have, I mean, you know, you're just getting, WWE is just getting turnover characters. And don't get me wrong, AEW hasn't really been that great either, but I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due, to where at least when You got somebody like in the likes of CM Punk. I mean, at least it's watchable to some aspect. I can't even sit there and watch an episode of Raw or SmackDown only for like a handful of, like maybe a couple of people at that. And that's mainly focused around the champions. And even with the champions, I mean, unless if you're like Roman Reigns or something, they're writing stuff, they're writing a script for you. A script. And it's weird because it's like, dude, like, I mean, I know you have to have an idea of what's prompting you to do whatever that you're doing, but to where if you're a wrestler, basically my whole thing is fuck the whole side story and everything, or how they're giving you a script. I want to wrestle you because I want to be the best. I want to wrestle you because I don't like you. I want to wrestle you because, you know, you claim to be the best, or you think you could beat me, or we never wrestled before, you know. And I could see with AEW at least doing that a lot better than WWE. And honestly, it's like how they got the whole thing going now. It's like, geez. I mean, let's just look at it like this. You got 98-cent pound, like 80 cents, not even Riho, a bucko, not even a buck in pounds. And she's fighting in distance with Nyla Rose. Google Nyla Rose and you see who I'm talking about, and Google Riho and you'll see what I'm talking about. And we're talking just size difference. And honestly, in size difference between Becky Lynch and freaking Bianca, even though honestly, in some cases, you could say that Becky could squash her because she's more of a wrestler than Bianca. But even though with Bianca's cross training and all of that stuff, and just off of the stuff she already knows and what she does already, at least make the match a match. But a squash match is just hella ridiculous. And that's unheard of. I mean, hell, even John Cena, when he got his ass beat by Brock, was even understandably believable during that SummerSlam, that one SummerSlam where he got literally squashed. But at least it lasted for no more than it lasted longer than 20 seconds. That's the messed up part. Man, dude, it's like AEW, man, they can't go wrong. I'm telling you. How WWE is treating their wrestlers. Oh my God, we're not even going to talk about what they did with Karrion Kross. I mean, Karrion Kross, at least, I mean, I'm talking about other things other than wrestling. I mean, I'm talking about everything wrestling right now. But how Karrion Kross looks so fucking silly right now. As soon as he loses to Samoa Joe and now they push him over to the main roster, and look how fucking silly he looks. He looks like a bootleg version of the Demolition. I don't get it, man. It's just so crazy. Oh, man. Oh. Anyway, I'm going to get off the hook on this one. But please, guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe. This is and support the podcast. This is the elephant in the room. I'm sorry, it is in my mind, but it is the elephant in the room, and how wrestling is. I mean, how WWE is really treating their wrestlers like dog water, unless if you're a champion. But even when you're a champion, if you don't look like a certain person, or this is the aesthetic that you need to look like in order to be one of those types of champions. I mean, shit. I mean, how many times are we going to see Charlotte get the belt? I mean, let Rhea Ripley hold on to the belt or whatnot. You know, look how dirty they did Asuka. You know, I mean, shit, I'd rather have Nia Jax have the belt there. Look what they did to Shayna Baszler. And Shayna Baszler is a real shooter, you know what I'm saying? A real MMA. If anything, should be getting pushed on the equivalent. I mean, should be getting pushed as an equivalent of a Brock Lesnar. And they had her going on that road like that for a second, but fam, nah, man, they doing people greasy nowadays. But I digress from my point. But either way, like you guys said before, you guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and support the podcast on Anchor FM. You can also check those out on all other 10 platforms, you guys. Other 10 platforms, like Spotify and all that other cheerful stuff. Just go into my link tree. You'll see what I'm talking about. My link tree will be in the bios on all of my social media. Also on the YouTube channel. So if you have to copy and paste, or if you have to literally type it in and everything, more power to you. It's right there at your disposal. Also, check out all the cool merch, like the Late for the Party logo tee in white. The black one will be coming out again pretty soon. I just have to make some modifications to it. And pretty much, there's some other things on there. I put 2 new things on the Late for the Party store on spring.com, which is teespring.com. So if you type in teespring.com, it'll link you to spring.com. So either way, I digress from my point. I am your host, Melodious, aka Cover Boy, the Modern Marvel, signing off. And as always, you guys, if you're going to be late for the party, turn it up to 11. Ooh. All right. Here we go. Good morning to all. Good morning. How you guys doing? Welcome to another exciting episode of Late for the Party on Anchor. I'm your host, Melodious, aka Cover Boy, the Modern Marvel. That's right. We're gonna get into an elephant in the room. I haven't done one of these in a bit. But before that, please like, comment, share, subscribe, support the podcast, YouTube channel, whatnot. So, man, we're going to get into it like this real quick. Also, check out all the cool Late for the Party tees and whatnot, and all the other cool merch on spring.com, which is teespring.com. I will leave the link in. Well, you can check it out on my link tree. It is in my bio on all forms of my platforms, on my social media, and on my YouTube channel bio. So, all right, man, it's a good time to be a wrestler. I mean, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan because, you know, we got to see Punk back and whatnot. But now, I mean, AEW is like, we're not going to really talk about AEW right now because, one, there's no need to talk about AEW. But we're going to talk about WWE and the last, their last event, Summerslam. But something that was just a serious bad taste in my mouth was how, wow, didn't even fucking record. Wow.
Oh shit.